Our last speaker for the day is Miss Jessica Mtsweni, who is a communication specialist with a focus on brand building and storytelling. She holds a diploma in hospitality business management from IHT Hotel School. After graduating, she pursued her entrepreneurial spirit and launched her own business venture, Indelible Prose, that helps individuals and businesses craft and share their brand messaging with purpose and clarity. In addition to her professional endeavors, she's a passionate advocate for literature and creative writing. She has authored two books, Bittersweet and Girl in Progress, showcasing her unique perspective and voice. Her ultimate goal is to continue writing and publishing more books with the aim of inspiring and mentoring a new generation of writers. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Miss Jessica Mtweni. Over to
Uh,
you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here today and to be able to share a little bit of what I do. So, I'm just going to start off by explaining and giving an overview. So, I basically help people and businesses tell their stories clearly and powerfully through writing on social media and branding. So, consider me like the middleman between businesses and the public. So, I ensure at all times that they are portrayed in good light. I ensure that the public or their target market is aware of their latest offerings, what they do, what they represent, and I essentially then convince you, the target market, to buy their products or services. So, as it was mentioned earlier, so I studied hospitality at first, but after my first internship, I realized that I don't think this is actually what I want to do, but I continued with my studies anyway because I knew that the skills that I was going to gain through the qualification would be invaluable. And while working as a marketing assistant for my college during my studies, that was in my second and third year, I found my real passion, which was storytelling. I then later used my business plan, that was an assignment that I had submitted in my second year as well, to then go ahead with Indelible Prose. It wasn't easy, was a real roller coaster. But that's how my story began, by listening to my instincts and just being brave enough to start. So if you're interested in this kind of work, that's storytelling, content creation, branding, there are literally so many paths that you can take. You can study things like marketing, communications, journalism, media studies, business, and even linguistics is very helpful, especially in writing heavy roles. And even if you don't study it formally, you can start by, say, volunteering to help small businesses or nonprofits, or even your school with their social media, blogs, or events. Quite literally, every little project helps you build real skills fast, because that's how I also got my foot in the industry, by through the experience that I gained as the marketing assistant for our college. You can go on to the next slide. So, a typical day in the life, or my day to day responsibilities. So, I'm an entrepreneur, self employed. So, each day will be different, but uh, a simpler a simpler version that I can give you is that I will likely be working on either a blog, a newsletter, creating posts, or a statement or a press release for one of my clients. Or if I'm not busy with that, I am networking, looking for new clients, or socializing or networking with like-minded industry professionals, because your success in the industry or in what you do is heavily reliant on who you know. So it is important to have the skills, but who you know is essentially what's going to help you thrive, succeed, build a bigger brand for yourself, and also helping my clients just refine and develop and maintain a consistent brand voice and their messaging throughout their platforms. So we're continuously always looking for strategies or ways in which they can improve and stand out from their competitors. And I also help my clients build and manage media relationships. So, for examples, one of my clients is currently launching a new service. So I then have to ensure that I talk to journalists who can help advertise with the various publications that they work with, people who can connect us to other individuals or entrepreneurs who might be interested in contributing to the cause. So each day will be different, but what I have found is to have a structure. So to know that on specific days, I focus on specific tasks. So to batch work. So for example, I'll take Mondays admin days to catch up on any emails that were left unanswered from the weekend, any feedback regarding client projects that I am working on, just keeping my clients updated on the status, of what it is that we're working on. And then I'll take Tuesday to then focus on the actual project. So that is the writing and the editing of their blogs, or mapping out their social media posts or statements that I need to send out. And then I'll reserve Wednesday to network, to look for clients that might be interested in working with me. And I'll take Thursday again as well to catch up on some more admin. So you can't do everything at once. You need to have a clear structure, and that is what will help you succeed and manage the workload and essentially deliver high quality content or services to your clients. And some of the most common misconceptions about what it is that I do. So, the first one, and this is likely the most common one, is that it is just writing. No, that is very incorrect. Um, you have to understand people. Um, Content creation is so much more. It's about telling stories that connect to real people. It's about building a brand and creating strategies that support and help the business to thrive. Writing is just one part of that. Writing is just one part of that picture. So, for example, if I am writing copy or marketing material that is targeted specifically to teens, the language that I am going to use is going to be filled with lots of jargon. I'm going to focus on, you know, the elements that you as a young person can relate to. But if I'm writing something for a larger audience, then I need to be a bit more clear. I'm going to need to build trust with that mature audience by using statistics and highlighting specific benefits that they might be interested in. So it's a mix of creativity, research, marketing, psychology, and also a little bit of design as well. And number two, you only work with external audiences. So what I the type of content that I create isn't solely for the public. So with a lot of larger uh, businesses, you will find that there are sub departments. So everybody needs to be aware of what is going on in the organization at large, or what's going on within the different departments. So I help the businesses then create content that can, communicate those various activities throughout the business with everyone in a clear and concise and easy to understand way. And third, anyone who can write can do it. So I always say being a good writer is a bonus, but it can also be quite technical, especially if you are writing um, something for the search engine. So I'm going to use an example of one of the projects that I'm currently working on right now. So I'm currently working on a blog post for one of my clients on how to conduct a science fair presentation. So it's easy to think that, oh, okay, no, so I just need to Google tips and strategies. No, that's not really how it works, because my client wants to ensure that this blog outranks their competitors. So what I need to do now is do competitor research, by studying similar blogs that other competitors have written, and then selecting keywords and then analyzing. There are various tools that are available for you to use to actually determine how well certain keywords perform. So then I have to do, yeah. So yes, so that's what I do. So I use those keywords to then determine how I am going to structure the whole blog post. So it can be very formulaic, and you need to understand how Google's algorithms work, and how you need to structure your paragraphs or your texts, and what words you need to use. So that is it, and we can go to the next slide. Okay, so the skills that you need. Okay, so excellent writing and editing skills is a must, because other people are going to be reading what you send out to the public, and that is essentially the reputation of your clients. Strategic thinking. So you need to know what to say and when to say it, and it brings us back to what I mentioned earlier about understanding your target audiences and your demographics. So I stay in Cape Town. So I need to understand that if I am writing something that is targeted to people who are living in Camps Bay, I am not necessarily going to use that same copy or text to speak to a more disadvantaged community, like say Kailicha or Langa. So you need to know what people are going to respond to and what is going to make them tick. So that's how you write good copy. And digital literacy is also important as well. So you need to understand what tools are available at your disposal to make your job easy for you. So I don't just uh, post. If I'm posting a blog post, I don't just post it on the day. There are tools and platforms that you can use to schedule these, and they'll then post automatically, or Meta, Facebook Meta Business Suites allows you to manage different social media accounts at once, and also Mailchimp as well helps you schedule newsletters and helps you schedule newsletters in advance, and then uh, send them out when they need to uh, be published. So you need to know how these work and also how to interpret, the data that they produce, for better communication and also a better client experience as well. Okay, we can move on to the next slide. Okay, so the challenges and realities. So the AI is the main one. There are your platforms like ChatGPT, Canva, and there's a whole host of other AI tools that are changing how content is created, and that is very excited. But it also means that just being able to write is not enough anymore. To stand out or to be of value to your clients, you then need to bring creativity, strategy, and human connection to the work that you produce. And that is things that AI can't replace. And so one of the most rewarding things that I find is when a client says, but oh no, this just has, so much soul. It's not generic. It feels like it feels like it was produced by a human. So you need to be able to provide value in that sense. And then high expectations from various clients, and also the clients of the companies that you work with ask a lot more. They expect a lot more from you. So it's not just about, posting the pretty pictures or creating the nice captions or the lovely blogs. It's really about understanding their audience, telling real stories, being able to think about strategy, and also sometimes, doing work that a whole other team is responsible for doing by yourself, like from the writing to the design aspects, to also analyzing how well the content is doing and if people are actually responding to that, especially when you are still starting out. And then proving the ROI, so the return on investment. So the businesses and clients invest money in the content. Okay, they are going to pay you, so they are going to want proof that what you are doing is actually working and it is generating them income. So unlike sales, where you can actively see that, oh, okay, no, so I made x amount by selling x amount of units. Content, successful content is quite difficult to quantify. So, as a content creator, you have to show results. And I'm not only talking about likes or comments, but real outcomes like more website visits or more sales or stronger customer loyalty. So, you have to learn how to measure the impact of your work and explain why it matters to the business. And that's then going to just bring me back to one of the other points that I mentioned about knowing what tools you can use. So there are various tools, apps, platforms that you can use that will show you how many uh, people are clicking on the website ads, or how many people are actually reading the content, or how many people are actually engaging with what you post. So we can move on to the next slide. I think we are now on the career growth, how to get in the industry. So you can start off as a freelancer or with an entry level role like a communications assistant, social media coordinator, or a content writer. But also, another thing that I want to add to that is to start building your portfolio quite early on. So, if you're a writer, create a blog. There are many channels that you can use, or start a social media campaign, anything, even regardless of how small the project is, just include it, keep it somewhere where you can one day then refer to, or where you can show a client that, oh, so this is something that I have written. Your portfolio will, speak louder than the CV that you have one day, because the client wants to see that you can do the work. Yes, you have the qualification, but can you actually do the work? Can you implement those skills that you gained into something tangible? Um, and then also, this is just another tip that's not mentioned on the slide, but just keep learning, because the digital world changes so fast. And so there are multiple online courses. There's a Google Digital Garage, or there's HubSpot Academy, Coursera, and I think one of the other speakers also mentioned LinkedIn. There are many free courses that you can leverage from. So don't overlook them, because they will help you get far. Also, just network and build relationships. So the opportunities that are often going to come your way will come from the people who you know. So connect with teachers, LinkedIn groups, even small businesses, because these are what eventually going to open doors for you. And just remain curious. So ask questions, try new tools. Don't be afraid of failing. Curiosity is eventually what makes you more valuable, especially in content creation and marketing, because it's just so popular. Almost everybody is doing it. So you need to know how to stand out. And also, patience really pays off as well, because yeah, success doesn't happen overnight. But if you just keep showing up, keep doing the work, and taking small steps to upskill yourself, they'll eventually add up to the bigger opportunities. And also, volunteer. That is uh, great for helping you build your portfolio, great for helping you get noticed, and also for upskilling yourself. Okay, I think now there's another slide as well, the last slide with just a few tips. Yes, so your reputation is the most important thing. So I was telling somebody the other day, that my clients, the returning clients, keep coming back because they trust that I will deliver. So they know that I will produce their content on time, that it's going to be of the quality that they are looking for, and that I am always going to go the extra mile. So you can have whatever qualification you have, but if you are not reliable, if your clients don't trust you, then you are not going to make it quite far. Because also, a lot of the return business that comes to me comes from the referrals of the existing clients. So if word gets out that, oh no, but this individual does not deliver on time, they're tardy, or there are always holes in their work, then word is quickly going to spread out, and that's going to shut doors. So work on your reputation, because that's going to carry you far and wide. And also, think, yeah, we covered this in the previous slide, but upskill. Your skills are something that no one can take away from you, and that is also eventually going to help you, if you decide to pursue your own entrepreneurial venture that is also going to make things slightly easier along the way. And also, I do want to say is don't be afraid to put yourself out there. So when I was starting out, I had to cold call people. I had to send out cold emails. Um for lack of a better word, I lost all, I didn't beg, but you have to let go of your sense of pride, because nobody is going to fight for your dreams for you. Nobody is going to fight for your business for you. You are the person that has to be, hungry enough to seek the opportunities that you want, and not just wait for things to fall on your lap. And also there are so many free resources that are available online. So if you don't know, just Google, because I'm 100% sure you are going to find something. And also just remember to be patient with yourself. Again, success is not an over um, night thing. You're going to stumble and fall. And when that happens, you're going to need to show yourself some grace. But when all is said and done, you're going to have to dust yourself up, get back up again, and, you know, continue pursuing, fighting for your dreams, because, they are yours and nobody can take those away from you, and they are there for a reason. And so that is all from me for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that I said something that, resonates, or that sparks something inside of you to, pursue something that's on your heart.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for such a beautiful presentation. You really did. Your presentation was really insightful. I think for me, as a premature blogger and writer who really didn't know what to do with her work, now I see that there's so much potential out there, and I could actually consider taking my writing further more than what I currently am doing with it, which is just like stashing it up. So thank you so much. That was
Yes.
really beautiful. Uh-huh. Yeah,
I also
thank you
want
so
to add
much.
to that.
Mhm.
I also
Yeah.
to start use a platform. There's platforms like Medium that you can use to
Mm,
just publish your work. It's free, and it's also a great way for
mm,
you to gain exposure, as well
mm,
as a writer. And if you do decide that, oh no, you want to, I don't know if you'll change careers, but if you want to pursue something where you need to write, then that could also be a part of your
mm,
portfolio as well.
mm. Yeah, no, that's really true. After those presentations, might consider changing careers, so you never know. But thank you so much. And I think the nice thing about those sessions is that even after here, we get to know who to contact, in terms of what we resonated with or what we found interest in. So be on the lookout for my email.
Okay.
But thank you so much, Jessica. We're gonna dive into our Q&A session. We don't have. Oh yeah. We have a question in the chat box. Somebody's asking, "What made you choose this career?"
What made me choose this? So I've always loved writing. But okay, when I went to study hospitality, I was convinced that I want to become a chef. That is it. That is my life's purpose. But somewhere along the lines, because I was writing in between, and also with the part-time marketing role that I was doing for the college, I realized that, but oh no, there's something here, that's something here is, missing. I'm not quite fulfilled with the with the hospitality side of it. I do love it, but it's just just not it's just not deeply resonating. So I did some soul searching, and I realized that, writing, telling stories, or helping other people tell their stories and showcase who they are with authenticity is really what I am passionate about. So I guess that's where it all started, just storytelling, really, and using words to shape ideas and thoughts.
That's so beautiful. I also have another question. I actually want us to dive deep into the book that's coming out. Because you mentioned that you've authored two books, and there's one that
Yes.
is still yet to come. So I want us to talk more about it. So I was wondering, who did you have in mind when you were writing this book? And also, what message were you trying to communicate through the book? And lastly, where can we find the book? When is the book being launched? Yes,
Okay.
here we go.
So Finding Tandy is a love letter to my younger self. So I see so much of myself in, you know Tandy, because Tandy comes from a, disadvantaged background, but then she then lands this opportunity, a scholarship to go study at Westfield Girls High. But when she gets there, there's sort of a disconnect there. She feels that, um because of where she comes from, her background, she does not belong here. So she believes that, there's this facade that she has to portray. And I also then think, um, coming from a disadvantaged background, myself, I wrote this to just communicate the idea that we are who we are, and we come from where we come from, but that doesn't necessarily get to define where we are going. So Tandi's story is a permission slip to dream, to embrace your identity, to not be ashamed, you know because so much can, come from just believing in ourselves and not letting external voices, determine who we should or shouldn't be. It's basically a reminder to be as authentic as you can be, to want what you want, but to also remember that it's okay to want what you want, but you must also work hard towards that as well.
That's so beautiful. So where can we get the book? Is the book already available?
So pre-orders, it's not yet available. So pre-orders are opening on the 20th of May. It's going to be
Mhm.
available online on Take a Lot, Amazon, Draft to Draft. So if anyone is interested in pre-ordering a signed copy, I will send an email out to the organizers with a link once it has been officially
Mhm.
launched, and you can then order it there, and then the details of, the delivery, etc., will be communicated.
Mm. Perfect. Thank you so much. One last story with regards to the book. Is it inspired by a true story, or was it just something that maybe you were fictional or
Oh, so I think I mentioned that I a lot of Tandi's story um, was inspired by events that I, went through. So it
Mm.
was, yes. So it's inspired by my own personal story, which is why this book really means so much to me, because I wrote it
Mm.
from a place of authenticity, and I know that this is not just a me issue, because I talk to a lot of young people as well, who come from not so great backgrounds, who feel that, oh no, but their lives are just kind of, you know,
Mm,
doomed or whatnot. But I wrote this to really just emphasize that, where we come from really does not matter. It really doesn't get to define, who we are.
mm. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss Jessica. Thank you for making time in your schedule to come and share with us about your career and for sharing this book. We'll definitely get a copy. Hopefully, everybody in this room will get a copy of the book. Thank you so much, and you're doing quite an amazing job. You're doing
Thank you so
incredibly
much.
well for yourself. Thank you so much.